Honestly, the main takeaway I got from this movie is the importance of physical media. So you need to start buying your Blu-rays and things like that again, because when the zombie apocalypse hits, you can't watch any more movies on streaming. And welcome to my Safe Gayven, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me and clicking on another video here on the BlackGayComicGeek channel. I can't tell you how grateful I am that people enjoy my content, enjoy every time I make a video, like, comment, share, interact for the all gay rhythm. But this is your first time checking out one of my channels and one of my channels. I only got one channel, but my video. Let me introduce myself. My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek, and I always say the things that I love to talk about on my channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the four. So I like to talk about fantasy stuff, and of course I like to talk about black representation and queer representation. So if that's something that you're interested in, you like the video, you like the content, you like the personality, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, check out the other videos on my channel, and then also watch, like, share, comment, interact on this video for the all gay rhythm. And with that liking, it is very, very, very important, because you don't know how much important it is, because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. I can't talk today for some reason, but it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. It gets this video out there so more eyes can get on it, so more people can come to my channel. It gets my channel in general out there. So please hit that like button. Watch, like, share, again, comment, interact for the all gay rhythm. But guys, we're here to talk non-spoilers for the latest movie to come out of Netflix. And actually, I didn't know this until after I watched the movie, but this movie was produced by the Obamas, weirdly enough, both Michelle and Barack, and it's called Leave the World Behind on Netflix. And it's actually directed by Sam Esmail, who is the person behind Mr. Robot. I've never seen Mr. Robot, but I know a lot of people really like Mr. Robot. And the synopsis for Leave the World Behind is: a family vacation on Long Island is interrupted by two strangers bearing news of a blackout. As the threat grows, both families must decide how best to survive the potential crisis, all while grappling with their own place in this collapsing world. And the movie came out basically a month ago. It's now December 20th. I believe it came out on November 22nd. And it stars Julia Roberts, Mahershala Ali. It has Ethan Hawke. And it also has Kevin Bacon in the movie. And honestly, like, this is going to be a little bit of a tough review, only in the sense of, like, I enjoyed this movie, but also I dislike this movie as well. Mostly, I'll get into that. But yeah, I definitely still recommend, even despite that saying I enjoyed the movie, but I also disliked the movie, I would recommend people check it out because it's interesting enough. And I definitely feel like it would be an interesting conversation starter with regards to this movie. Now, to get into the movie, and it's going to be a non-spoiler review. So this movie is basically a little bit of a political mystery, in the sense of you have these two main characters with Julianne Moore and Ethan Hawke's character, and they have kids, and they're vacationing at this house in Long Island. And in the middle of the vacation, there's suddenly a blackout. They're losing their Wi-Fi signal. They can't connect to the television. Their little child, they're watching Friends on Netflix, and they were just about to get to the series finale, but then all of a sudden the Wi-Fi signal isn't working, and she can't watch the final episode. So the whole movie, she's complaining about not being able to watch the final episode. And I know I said this is still not spoiled. I'm just getting you the general premise of what happens during the movie. And then all of a sudden, these two people show up, Mahershala Ali and his daughter. They show up at this house, and you're wondering, who are these two people? What is going on? Why are they showing up? And then throughout the movie, like, and this is the thing that annoyed me about the movie, is especially considering that this movie was created and produced by the Obamas, there are a lot of political themes and references with regards to this movie. There's talks of racism, nostalgia, potential terrorism, trusting your fellow man, all of this other stuff. But at the same time, it almost feels like this movie doesn't want to give any real answers, doesn't want to give any concrete answers. And they almost kind of let a lot of these characters off the hook for their potential races. Like Julianne Moore's character, she's beside herself when Mahershala Ali's character shows up. And this movie almost kind of does it in a certain way where it's like her racism is justified and it makes sense that she's quote unquote racist, and then a lot of other stuff. It's like they try to have their cake and eat it too and not actually hold a lot of these characters accountable. But the thing that I enjoyed about this show is a lot of the mystery element with regards to this movie. Like, what is going on? What's happening? Why is the Wi-Fi going out? Who are these characters of Mahershala Ali and his daughter that shows up? Are they actually who they say they are? How are they going to interact with this family? And all that mystery element that's going on. Then there's also the weird moment and weird things that are happening with the animals, the wildlife that's happening around the world. And you're just like, what is happening? Is this a supernatural element of this show? Is something supernatural going on? Is it based in reality? Because I bring up the supernatural aspect because you're like, it's very weird what's happening with these animals. But then also talking about not really giving any concrete answers. And I can understand because I did see some reviews of people not liking this movie. And it's funny because when they explain the reasons that they don't like this movie, I'm like, I completely agree with almost everything that people are saying. And I'm like, but I don't know. I still somewhat enjoyed it. And it's mostly because of the mystery element of the movie. But I will say also something about like Mahershala Ali's character. Once you learn more about his character, learn more about who he is, I still feel like at the end of the day, not necessarily magical Negro, but he definitely gave me magical Negro vibes in this storyline. And it seemed like everything that he was doing was for the comfort of this white family. But at the same time, I do like, and I don't know if maybe that was done on purpose, because I do like that his daughter called him out at every step of the way and challenged and stood up to this white family as she should have, considering the circumstances of what happens in this movie. So I'm like, maybe they did that on purpose, but then at the same time, why even have this character go that route? And sometimes, and again, it's something I didn't like, but at the same time, like I said, this movie was interesting enough in terms of like, it's at least a conversation starter. But at the same time, especially once you get to the ending of this movie, the end is what I really didn't like. The ending, like the end, there wasn't enough in this movie that justified it, because the movie ends on a cliffhanger. And honestly, I feel like what they did with the movie and the not really giving any concrete answers didn't justify it ending in the way that it ended. And so I don't know. Like I said, it's hard because like as I'm talking through it, I'm just like, none of this made sense. But at the same time, I still enjoyed some of the elements and the things that I don't know, maybe it's because I saw it for free on Netflix and it was just like, I don't got nothing else to do. Let me watch it. Because I expected to dislike this movie more than I did. And I didn't hate the movie. I just wish they gave me a little bit more. But I still recommend people check it out. I don't know. That was like as vague as a review that I can give. But, and actually, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go. If you haven't seen the movie, you can cut it off from here. I'm just going to go spoilers from here on out. The thing that annoyed me, so what I was talking about, they trying to make it seem like they try to justify Julianne Moore's racism. So like I mentioned, in this movie, you find out Julianne Moore and Ethan Hawke are staying at a vacation house that they rented to get away from their life. And Mahershala Ali shows up with his daughter, and it turns out they own the house that they were renting. This is their property. And so for whatever reason, because the blackout that's happening around the world, they were closer to this house, their vacation house that they generally don't go to because they live in Manhattan. And so they decided to come stay here, which interrupted Julianne Moore and Ethan Hawke's vacation. And he apologized to them and offered to give them a refund and things like that. And Julianne Moore's character was flipping out. She accused Mahershala Ali's character of she's like, he doesn't look like he can live in this house. He doesn't look like he can afford a house as big as this. And then there's a moment in the story where he takes out his keys and opens up a lock that's in the apartment. And the husband is like, well, he has the keys, so obviously he lives there. She's like, well, what if he's the maid? Or not the maid, but she's like, what if he's like the butler or the housekeeper or anything like that? And she just is wildly unacceptable and uncontrolled. But then the movie almost kind of makes it seem like, oh, well, she's kind of justified in her racism because like his character doesn't have any ID on him. He doesn't have any type of proof that the house belongs to him. There's no pictures on the wall or anything along those lines to kind of make it seem, well, maybe she's right to think the way she is. It's like, it's right for her to be suspicious, but in the way she's suspicious, is not right. Absolutely not. And then even when it's kind of proven that it is Mahershala Ali's house, he still does everything that he can to try to accommodate the white family, where even after they prove that it's his house, like, he still sleeps in the basement on like the couch and on the floor in his house, letting the white family sleep in the master bedroom. And I get that they paid for it for the weekend, but the world is coming apart. Like, it doesn't matter if you paid for it. Like, the world is ending, so who cares about your deposit? Like, money doesn't matter anymore. At the end of the day, this is my house. And he still treats it like it's not his house anymore. And even the daughter calls him out. It's like, we're now 2 days in our house and we're still sleeping in the basement. Like, what are you doing? Other than that, like, I'm not going to get fully into spoilers, but that was just one thing that I wanted to reference. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a movie I would go back and watch again, but it was interesting enough to watch that one time. I don't know. What did you guys think? It's probably like the worst review I've ever done, but that's just best as I can do without talking full spoilers. But the question is, what did you guys think about Leave the World Behind? Like, let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, if you can, check out the other videos on my channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. Tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. And as always, I will catch you guys next time. Happy holidays.